Hello and welcome to 15 and 15, an interview show where my guest has 15 minutes to answer 15 questions. I'm your host, Sly, and we're starting off with number 1. Who are you?
I am Mario Rivera. I am a video producer, formerly of DualShockers, currently at TechRaptor, which is the first time I get to say that. I've been featured on Kind of Funny, IGN, What's Good Games, DLC. I, of course, have a YouTube channel at That Mario Rivera, and I also do the show over at Point in Progress, where I do the podcast over there with my friends.
Where you can find
So,
me. And
exactly.
show.
I was like, is that a minute? I can't tell.
All right, number
but we have a lot of
2.
fun over there.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
What movie has made you a better person?
The movie that I believe that has made me the best person or a better person is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, specifically, obviously, the Gene Wilder one. Just something about that movie in terms of the message of the movie, growing up as a kid, trying to not be any of the kids in the film other than Charlie, not to be stingy, not to be, the picky one or the one that wants things, like try to be as level-headed and as kind to others as I possibly can, while also, that movie just is a wonderful combination of comedy, dark humor, and it's also a musical. So it has so many elements that I feel like has made me over the last 31 years, which is a weird number to say out loud. I haven't said that in quite a while, so I can't believe I'm that old.
Okay. Number 3. If you created a new story, what medium would you use to tell it?
I think the medium that I would probably want to tell the story would probably be sort of like a mixed media thing, if possible, sort of like a combination of storytelling with comic books and also film. So it'd actually be sort of like a mix between animation. I don't know. It's hard to describe. Like there's movies that I've watched that sort of done an interesting job of combining the two. Like there's a Repo Genetic Opera that has a good segment where that it combines both sort of this comic book element and this live action stuff. That's also just so happens to be a musical. Those are some of the things that I don't know. Like I've always had a fascination of wanting to create one day, and definitely I don't know. I just feel like when you combine multiple elements and you make them all into something, there you just get this weird mismatch, and sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. Sometimes it's Jupiter Ascending, which is right behind me, or it's Willy Wonka.
All right, number 4. What did you eat yesterday?
Ooh, so I announced that I got to be the new assistant video editor at TechRaptor. So I decided to go to my favorite sushi spot and eat all of the sushi that I possibly can. All the salmon, nigiris, angel roll, which is my favorite over there. And then, of course, that was a lot. That was an expensive trip because $80 to travel from both back and forth, including the meal itself. But it was worth it because sushi is the best, and I would eat sushi every day if I possibly could. So, yeah, sushi.
All right. Number 5. Why are you here?
You asked me, and also, I don't know. That's an interesting question. It could be as simple as asking that, or it could be as simply as like, why am I here on this planet? And honestly, I don't know. An Italian woman and Hispanic man met one day at a club, and they hit it off because I don't know. They thought they were cute, or they were listening to house music at the time, and then they just made a baby. I don't know. It was weird. The 90s were crazy back then. Otherwise, I hope that I'm here to inspire some change and to inspire people in the things that I do, even if it's minor actions such as being on the internet and making videos, or somebody in my life personally, if I've helped and affect them in a grateful, impactful way as much as other people have done for myself. So I think that's the best way I could possibly answer that.
Yeah. Okay. Number 6. If there was a comic book about your life right now, who would be the villain?
Oh, his name is Frank Villagomez.
Of course.
If I had, it'd be one of those comics where it would obviously be about two best friends that are constantly yelling at each other, and they're just nemesis in each other's stories and development. I think that'd be a fun comic book. There's that. I think there's there could be abstract feelings like loneliness is probably a big uh arch nemesis in my life, having to deal with the silence, which is one of his cronies. I think that could be some of the things that possibly could be in that comic book. Could be drawn hopefully by Chris Somney. I love his art, so I would love to see what his interpretation of my life would be. Written by Brian K. Vaughan, that'd be great as well. But knowing my luck, it'll be written by fucking what's his name, Joss Whedon. Just wordy and just too many people talking. Yeah, probably that.
Okay. Number 7. Which inanimate object would you choose to transfigure into at will?
That is an interesting one. Wow. I mean, you have to think about either being useful or something completely useless. And it's either you're a table or you're, like a stop sign that, you know what? If this is a part of the question, if I could be like a stop sign, but I could change the words inside the sign that says whatever I want. So then I would just be like, stop here, make a left, and just have people run in the walls, whatever I could. Like I would be like a mischievous stop sign. Don't look now. Your wife's cheating on you. Like just like those things that people like see in their minds if they think that they're like losing it. I'm just messing with people as they're driving down the highway.
Number 8. What's your relationship like with religion?
Ooh. Now we're getting in the nitty gritty. It's funny. I just watched was it Midnight Mass, and that's definitely been attacking me. Yeah. I will say it has definitely been difficult. I have been baptized, but that is about the extent of it. I don't like being in churches for weddings, but I understand the necessity for them sometimes. But if I had my choice, I'm curious how deep the rest of these questions are going to get, but I lost someone and it definitely affected the way that I viewed life. And so I would say we're not in a good place. We're not on speaking terms at the moment. But every now and then I'll like reach out and think about it and be thinking about like, there's got to be a reason why this happened to this, but then is that my irrational brain thinking? So I don't know. It's
If the world was like a fantasy, would you be a fighter or a mage?
I think I would rather. I don't like getting hurt. I don't like getting dirty either. So I think I'm gonna go with mage. I think I would rather step from afar and like cast spells. No, I'm usually like if I don't know the game very well, I'll be the healer. So I'll sit in the back and I'll do the spells. I'll make sure that getting that res is going up. But if I was like a combination red mage, black mage, or whatever, I'm like shooting fireballs. Like that's kind of cool. Doing like Skyrim left and right, so that'd be great. Hadoukens if I could. So I would say, and I get to wear a robe. That's also really exciting. Like who doesn't want to wear a robe sometimes? I want to look like Mark Rubile, the keyboardist, but just a mage. Like that would be super dope.
All right, number 10. Which part of a house is your favorite?
I mean, the bedroom is really nice, and it's just because it can be anything you want it to be. It could be the place that you're resting. It could be the place that you're contemplating and thinking. It's also the place that you are making love. It is also the place where you are reading stories. It's I've read and watched and seen and done and played so many things on a bed in terms of movies, TV shows, video games. Just being able to watch. I watched the entirety of Buffy on a Wii, laying in bed because it was the most comfy spot in my dad's house. So like I would say the bedroom because it's more than just sex. Yeah.
Okay. Number 11. What would be your villain origin story?
Ooh. Be like, why the last man except if all the fish died? So like, I would just if all the fish had just suddenly disappeared and I can no longer have sushi anymore, I'd turn evil real quick. Um, that's probably what happens. It's just the whole economy just falls over. Maine goes down. I'm gonna try and like create my robot fish that I can somehow eat. Have to make it sentient. I don't know how that's gonna work. Society is gonna crash, and I will make it crash until we get back fish. We have to find a way. We're gonna learn cloning because cloning apparently is something that we can do, but we never do it. We're wasting it on dinosaurs. Why not fish? Just saying.
I love that. Okay, number 12. Are there any realities or truths that you're in denial about?
Realities or truths that I am in denial about. I would say, I think I don't know. I feel I'm wasting time, and this is gonna suck. I think I feel like I'm always. I feel like I'm never enough when it comes to being either a Hispanic person, a Puerto Rican person, or even Italian. And so my identity is split in two, even though I know that someone will tell me that it's okay. But I feel like that is always a conflict within me. And sometimes I see that on Twitter where people, call things like white passing and stuff like that. And it hurts me sometimes. And I feel like in my mind, I'm like, I take that in. I'm like, yeah, I'm I'm the worst, when, it's something that is beyond my control and something I, do to stuff in my life. So, I feel like that's where I probably feel the most about that specific question.
Yeah. Number 13. What is the strongest creature you think you could physically beat in a fight?
Oh, I could barely beat Bella the Boss. Strongest creature. I thought about fucking up a kangaroo, but I think a kangaroo would fuck me up, to be honest with you. Like, put some boxing gloves on that sucker. I would need a weapon. Like, I would need like a broken bottle. Like, I would need like something to like do damage to it. But it will murder me. It will like find a way to suplex me. There's no way that that could possibly hurt. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like maybe I mean, sure, I can kick a dog's ass, but that doesn't sound nice to say on the internet. I would say, you know what? That stingray that killed, what's his face, the crocodile hunter. I'll fight that one. I can beat that ass. Whatever that was, I would strip that damn tail off.
All right.
That's my answer.
Number 14. Who is your biggest inspiration out of spite?
Biggest inspiration out of spite. I think, and I'm going to say this lightly, he is also my greatest villain, Frank Villagomez, because that kid knows a lot of shit, and I give him credit for that. He absolutely does know his shit. Even if I'll call him out on it, he'll definitely know whatever I'm talking about. He knows things, and he's definitely smart. He analyzes things, and I definitely envy that, especially some of the interests that I know that he hasn't talked about. And those are things that I'm jealous of overall. Like, he's building a freaking mask right now, and I wish I had the concept and where I'll even start. Even after buying the printer, you have to do so many things. So he's doing things outside that I'm always jealous about. I'm like, yeah, I wish I could do the things that even Frank could do, and
Number 15.
So that's why.
What is on your bucket list?
Make a film. I really, really want to make a movie. I went to film school. That was definitely the drive ever since I was a kid. I remember, seeing Willy Wonka, Superman, and Goonies were like the thrust of it. But then I remember just being in the theater and I wanted to see my movie on the screen. And I remember writing scripts in college, and I have short film ideas and other films that I would love to see and do. So I think that my bucket list would be actually to produce a movie financed by a studio. Like, that would be pretty incredible if I can have that done. I think that would be what I really, really would want in life. Yeah. Oh my god, we have so much more time.
You have 5 seconds.
Oh no.
And time.